As you know, my name is Marilia, and I would like to start asking you some questions. Have you ever heard about São Paulo?
Yes.
Yes. What do you know about São Paulo? What did you hear about São Paulo? What do you know about São Paulo? Anything?
Carnival.
Carnival.
Movie.
V.
Yeah.
Which movie?
Fast Furious.
Yeah. Sure. In addition to this information that you just said, I'll tell today about São Paulo, how to spend a day in São Paulo, where you should go, where you should stay, what you should eat. Okay? My presentation will take me about 10 minutes, and in the end of the presentation, you can ask me questions if you want. Okay? Okay. So, to start, I would like to make a quick review about geography. Here we have the map of America. Here you can see the North America, the Central America, and the South America. Brazil is located on the South America, and here you have the Brazil map. Here is São Paulo. São Paulo is located in the south of Brazil. São Paulo is a state, and the capital of the state is also São Paulo. It's a city, and this is a city I'm going to talk about today. So, there's only way for international travelers to arrive by plane in São Paulo. It's through the Guarulhos International Airport. As you are seeing, Guarulhos International Airport is not located in São Paulo. It's a city that is around 45 minutes far by car from São Paulo. So when you arrive in Guarulhos International Airport, you need transportation to get to São Paulo. Here are the principal types of transportation that you can get. The first one is the executive bus, is the least expensive ones. You can also take an Uber and the regular taxi. The regular taxi is the most comfortable one, but it's also the most expensive one. So, after you arrive in São Paulo, you need a place to stay. My advice for you is to stay in the neighborhood or around Paulista Avenue. It's one of the main avenues in São Paulo. It's located in downtown, and there you can find a lot of options for hotels with different prices. So you have a place to stay. Now you need to know how to get around in São Paulo. São Paulo has a lot of options of public transportations. They are always crowded, especially in the rush time, but they work. So the best way, in my opinion, is to use public transportation. Around the Avenida Paulista, you can find the principal lines for buses and the subway stations. And as here in São José, we also have a card for public transportation. It's called Bilhete Único. You can buy it on a bus station or a subway station. The only difference is the Bilhete Único. With one ticket, you can take 3 buses up until 2 hours. Different from São José, you can take 1 ticket and 1 bus. Another option, if you like riding a bike, it's rent a bike and ride the bike through the bike lanes. São Paulo has almost 400 kilometers of bike lanes, and all the bike lanes are connected to the main landmarks. Again, now it's my favorite part. São Paulo bakery. São Paulo is famous in Brazil because of its bakeries. The bakeries in São Paulo are special and unique. We can find everything you want in the bakeries. If you want to eat a pizza, you're going to find. If you want to eat a sandwich or a hamburger, you're going to find. If you want to have sushi for breakfast, you're going to find. But my favorite one is this, pão na chapa com pingado. I'll translate this for you now. It's the most traditional breakfast in São Paulo. As you can see, pingado is a beverage. It's a blend, it's a mix of milk and coffee. It has more coffee than milk, and it's always served in a glass. You can eat pingado, you can drink pingado on a mug or on a cup. It's always on a glass. And this, pão na chapa, pão is the Brazilian word for bread, chapa is the Brazilian word for grill. As you can see, the picture is not so good, but you can trust me, it's delicious. So, it's a bread. The baker cuts the bread on a half. He spreads some butter and cream cheese, then put it on the grill until there's a very crunchy crust. there's the magic, you know, like when you, there's the creamy, it's so good, it's amazing.
Oh my God.
So you should go and eat this. Now, after a good breakfast, I advise you to go to the Ipiranga Museum. The Ipiranga Museum is a museum about Brazil history, about the history in Brazil was a colony of Portugal. It has a lot of piece of arts about our independence. If you want to know about Brazilian story and about our independence, you should go there. There's two interesting things that I would like to say about this museum. The first one is this garden. Do you recognize this garden? Have you ever seen something similar to this?
Versailles?
Yeah. It was built, this garden was built inspired in the garden of Versailles Palace in France. The second interesting thing is this. Do you see there's a glass ball?
Orb. Orb.
Orb.
Orb. O-R-B.
O-R-B.
Orb.
Orb. Glass orb.
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 No.
No.
Wolf Hefty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
These glass things are on the principal stairway, and it contains the waters of all the rivers in Brazil. It's nice, right?
Wow.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Any questions so far? No? Okay, let's continue. So, we have already had breakfast. We spent all the morning in the museum. Now, it's lunch time. You need to eat, right? What do you think about Brazilian food? Churrasco, Brazilian word for barbecue.
Yeah.
So you need to go to a steakhouse. All Brazilian steakhouse, almost all, work in the rodízio style. What is this? Rodízio style is like the American all you can eat. You pay for a price, then you can eat all you can eat about grilled meat, grilled chicken, grilled fish, and you also can have some salad on the salad bar and some hot plates too. Okay? So you are going to eat a lot, right? What do you need after this?
Just walk.
Walk
Yeah.
and rest, right?
Yeah.
So you should go to the Ibirapuera Park. Ibirapuera Park is the biggest park in the city, as you can see. There's a lot of trees. There's a big lake, beautiful lake. There you can ride a bike if you want. You can take a hiking if you want. There's a lot of hiking trails. You can rest and read under a tree. You can see the ducks. It's a very beautiful place. Actually, it's a peaceful place on the concrete jungle. São Paulo is known as concrete jungle. Now you are going to back to your hotel. And you need food, right? Because like the digestion was done when you were in the park. So in São Paulo, for sure, you're going to find some things like this. It's similar to a farmer's market, and besides the beautiful tropical fruits and vegetables, you're going to find this: pastel mais garapa. I'll start with the garapa. Garapa is the nickname for sugarcane juice. Do you know what sugarcane? It's typical from tropical places. I think you have in Taiwan.
Yes.
So, as the name says, sugarcane. There's a lot of sugar. So, in my suggestion, you should ask for them to add some pineapple or some lemon, because the acid fruits are going to help to cut the sweetness, and it's going to be like easier to drink. But it's very good. And pastel. Pastel is a very thin fried crust with a filling inside. The most traditional ones are with cheese or with ground beef. It's a lot, like it's very fatty and cheesy, but it's good. You should try. It's similar to the Argentina empanada, but the empanada it's baked. The pastel is fried. So you ate a lot of pastel and fat. Now you need to walk. You're going back to the hotel. So your hotel, as you remember, is on Avenida Paulista Avenue. So there, you should take a time and walk around. As I said before, it's a very long avenue. You can find a lot of interesting things there. We have a lot of arts in the buildings. We also have some old buildings, You can find people singing and playing instruments there, and there are also some parks. And if you like modern art and if you like museum, there's a famous museum in São Paulo. It's called MASP, and has modern art if you want to spend some time in the museum too. So, after you walk around, I advise you to come back to your hotel, take a warm, long shower, and prepare for your dinner. For your dinner, I suggest you to go to Bexiga. Bexiga is a famous Italian neighborhood in São Paulo. I don't know if you know, but São Paulo is the place that has more Italian immigrants after Italy. So we have a lot of Italian people. And if you like Italian food, this is the place. There you can find the cantinas, that is the Brazilian name for Italian restaurant. And if you want to eat a pasta, you can eat. If you want to eat a lasagna, you can eat. But my suggestion are the pizzerias. São Paulo has more than 400,000 pizzerias. And they are very creative about flavors. Like if you desire to eat like a pizza with pineapple, mushroom, and pepper, you're gonna find it, okay? Now, if you still have energy after the pizza, and if you are older than 18 years old, I advise you to go to Vila Madalena. Vila Madalena is a neighborhood in São Paulo famous by its pubs. You can find pubs and bars and beer and everything you want. My advice for you is to find a pub. Like the streets are full of pubs, one beside another. So you should go there, take a show or take a beer and listen to some samba. It's going to be nice, a good way to close your night, right?
Yeah.
So I'm about to finish. If you go to São Paulo and if you want to save some money, if you wanted to save some paper, you should print only this slide. So in this slide, I pointed everything you should do. You know, how to arrive, what to eat, this kind of things, right? So I'm finished. I'd like to thank you for listening to me, and if you have some questions, I'll be here to answer them now.